Hey, I'm Sam Topman here with the Global Center for Youth Ministry with my friend Tim McKnight. We've got a brand new Bible. I think, Tim, you're going to tell us about this Bible.
Yes,
What do you like about it?
Essential Teen Study Bible, and it's first thing about it, it's a great translation. CSB has an accurate, very solid translation. So for youth pastors who are looking for a solid Bible, this translation's great. Other thing is it's got some helps that are integrated in the Bible, some study helps like memory verses, questions, essential questions, various explanations of some key doctrinal issues that may come up. And so it's just a great resource, and I want to recommend it to any youth pastor who's looking for a Bible for their student.
Yeah, especially students. You're not always going to be there to teach them, the lesson or whatever it is. So make sure you get a good study Bible in their hands, and I think that'll be very beneficial to them. So,
yeah, absolutely.
Well, good deal. And we're thank you for CSB for providing that. Keep with us. We got a whole lot of resources that are coming up in the future that CSB's provided for us, and we're looking at those and evaluating those. We'll have those for you soon. We got a great topic today, though. We're going to be talking about Gen Z and specifically social networking, how it's affected them, how it's changed them, and it has in a lot of different ways. I know this is part of my research as well.
Yeah.
Why don't you kick it off for us?
Yeah, so everyone knows, if you've been in student ministry, how social media can isolate the generation. And so Gen Z is probably the most tapped in social media of all the generations, including millennials. Mm-hmm. So their engagement in many ways isolates them from each other. And so you start seeing this impact of social media on them, on the time that they spend in social media, and how that impacts their life regarding their mental health, their emotional health, fear of missing out, those type things. And so the social media we're seeing is really having that impact upon them because of the time spent on there. And we see Jean Twenge put out the book iGen.
Right.
And so she is looking at research basically saying that the more that they're engaged in social media, the more that some of these mental health issues and isolation issues and issues along this show up. Yep. So you've got more of a background on the research side, so I'm gonna defer to you on that.
It's interesting because they are hyper connected, right? We have all these hundreds of friendships, in quotation marks there on social media, and they're all trying to maintain those relationships. And we never were really meant to kind of maintain that amount of friendships. We have those who are in our inner circle, and it just has all this energy. It involves all this energy from them, and it's just hard to maintain. And so they're suffering from this. You get depression, and they're just worn out, honestly, mentally worn out, trying to maintain all these friendships, and you can't.
Right.
So then you're filled with this dread of, I can't interact with all these different people. What if I miss out on this conversation or that circle? And so you do have the FOMO stuff where you're feeling like everybody's doing all these different things, but you're not a part of it.
And it's all a facade. I'm not on vacation every day, but I'm showing pictures of me on vacation. Or, we always show the best foot. We don't show when things are hard or, when we wake up on the wrong side of the bed or whatever. So they're getting this inaccurate picture of life, and it's not realistic. And then when we talk about friends, are they really?
Right.
Is there
real friends? They're virtual friends.
Right. Is there a sense of gospel community there?
Yeah.
Is there a sense where people genuinely care about them?
Sure.
And so you get this idea of friendship on social media that they already know that it's not genuine. And so the church has an opportunity, student ministries have an opportunity to kind of step in and speak into that and show authentic relationship, and particularly a gospel-centered relationship.
And I don't think this is just a teen issue. This is an everybody issue. So we're all using our technology more so than we need to, right? And that's replaced this kind of interaction together. Now, teens have figured out a way. They use it to interact with each other in the physical world too.
Right.
But you got parents that are on it constantly, and so that's replacing a relationship in their life. And so because they're interacting less with their parents, they're interacting less with other people, you are going to have insecurities, right? And you are going to have isolation, which is going to lead to anxiety, which is going to lead to depression, and unfortunately it leads to suicide sometimes. And so we can speak into that as ministers, not just to teens but to families.
And then you're talking about parents using some of these these resources.
Right.
So you're a youth pastor, and you may be younger, single, don't have kids, or maybe you do have children, but they're young, but you haven't parented a teenager. And so you've got that dynamic where your parents are looking at you going, what do you know?
Right.
Well, it's a great opportunity for you to take some of these resources and place them in the hand of the parents so they can see the impact that social media is having on their student, and they can start speaking into it in ways that you can't.
Right.
So this is a way too, if you say, well, I don't feel like I can personally tell these parents how to parent their students, you can at least give them resources that they can use in doing that. And encouraging parents too, it's okay to unplug.
Right.
And it's okay if your kids are unplugged. They're really going to be okay. They're not.
Right.
You're not going to jeopardize any health issues. Matter of fact, if you unplug some, and if you help them unplug, you're actually helping them with their health issues, and you're helping them with mental health, physical health across the board. So I think this is one aspect too of some of the resources like Twinge's book, and there's some other books that are out there that, and you may recommend a few that parents can use.
And I'd also say that kind of the flip side of that coin, overreaction sometimes is worse. It can be counterproductive. So I don't think necessarily say, hey, get all your technology, you can't do anything, you can't interact with your friends. I don't know if that's the best way either. Right. What we should do is come alongside them and help parents and help teenagers understand the dangers of social media and how to make wise decisions on there. It's not saying, hey, get off it, don't do technology, because that's, I mean, it's here. We're not really going to get away from it. But at the same time, we can come alongside them and say, here's some proper uses of this. And here's how we can use this to glorify God and advance his kingdom. You know?
Thinking about that whole moderation thing, right? So all things in moderation sounds biblical, doesn't it? And so helping them understand that with social media too, that, you know, it's not bad. It's a good way to communicate. It's a good way to interact. But you know, anything can be bad if it's used to an extreme.
That's true. If you like this, if you have questions about Gen Z technology or outside of technology, we're going to be hitting some of those topics coming up. Make sure you leave those in the comments. Make sure you like it and share it on social media so we can just continue this ministry and expand it. We'd love to hear from you and hear your questions so we can address those.
Yeah, and one thing's exciting too. I just want to kind of talk about some of the fellows that we're bringing on. We've got some really strong scholar fellows and practitioner fellows. They're putting out some blog articles on the website. Take a look at those, because I'm really excited about who we have coming on board with the Global Center for Youth Ministry.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Take care. God bless.